Joe, welcome back to Hi Haley.
Thanks.
Well, unfortunately, you have yet to escape our cheesy questioning. So I have a new one for you since you are a returning guest. But
Okay.
if you could eat any one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man.
It's kind of a
Um,
hard one.
yeah, maybe 2 months ago I probably would have said Chipotle, but not anymore. With the
Oh,
recent scandals that are going on there. So I mean I'd have to go pizza. It's
pizza?
pretty
Safe
obvious, but
choice.
yeah, pizza.
Safe choice. Yeah, I would hate to be limited to just one for the rest of my life, but it's interesting to see what people pick. Well, great. So last time you were on, we kind of had like a high level overview of Copilot and how you've just seen AI evolve over the years. But you also mentioned that you were headed to a release event. And so can you share like what you went to and how that went?
So it wasn't a release event. It was a developer conference out in
Okay.
Seattle called Microsoft Build. Microsoft did, announce a whole bunch of new things, new really interesting things. I got kind of a deep dive into how um, large language models are integrated within all of Microsoft products, and how that's really treated. I got kind of a man behind the curtain type view
Hmm.
into what's really happening, and where the value really is. It's really interesting. There's OpenAI has so much of the value proposition within Copilot. It's crazy. It's a very magical thing that happens when you send some semantic text to this black
Hmm.
box that OpenAI created and have it come back with an answer, based on whether it's data that it learned in its model, or it's data that you sent it and said, here, include this in your response. Um, I think Microsoft is doing a really neat job of kind of creating tooling to help you do all of that. But 90% of all the magic is done based on the prompt that you send the large language model. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I learned that every time I use Copilot. And if I word something, just missing one word even, it makes the change in
yep.
what you get back.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, can you briefly touch on just the new features they're coming out with for Copilot?
So uh, I'm not gonna like give you bullet points, but I'll give you some like high level kind of really cool things that I
Yeah.
saw. One of the really neat things that they're coming out with, probably in the next 6 months, is open API integration with Copilot. So the ability to tell Copilot, here's an open API schema or
Hmm.
connector. All of the Power Automate connectors are open API schema. So basically, you're telling Copilot, here's all of the services that can do stuff. Think of
Hmm.
like Salesforce. And being able to tell your Copilot, here's the open API schema for Salesforce, and within that, it'll tell the AI semantically what it can do. I can create contacts. I can create events. I can retrieve notes and things like that, right? So that's all you have to do. As a developer, I don't have to develop like this API, this hook, this wait for the
Hmm.
Copilot to interact with that. I just tell it, here's the API, and it has all the instructions of how to use it. So then when I ask my Copilot, um, who do I have contacts with in Fabricam? It will understand that I'm looking for contacts. It knows, because of this plugin registration, that it can send that to an API there and then bring the results back. So anyway, magic, right? Um, so that's one really cool thing. Another one, and I'll just stop at two, but another one is, everybody has seen the new GPT 4.0 is what they call it, when they were
Hmm.
talking to the AI. Well, Microsoft is getting access to that, and I think one of the things that we're going to see in the future is that integrated in with Teams. And there's a ton of capabilities that you could have potential there. Imagine being able to share your screen, and as you're sharing your screen, you're telling the AI, here, I want to do this, that, and the other thing with these things. Can you suggest ways to do that? And it could, talk back to you, a real life Jarvis, if you will.
Ah, I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when are these being released? Do you know?
I don't know. The Open API one is documented and it's in private preview right now, I believe. If I had to guess, it's probably like 6 months out. The GPT-4o integration. So they're supporting the GPT-4o model within Azure OpenAI. I think they released that at build, but being able to or having that integrated as a first party component within the Copilot or Teams Copilot or any of that stuff is kind of yet to be announced. Yeah. They didn't announce any integrations there. But the exciting part is all of these technologies like exist. We've seen it. You can talk to this AI. It can see the things that you're doing. Not like creepy or anything like that. You have to like show it. But it can understand what it's seeing and then be able to come back with responses. So all that technology is there. Microsoft just needs to kind of stitch it together and give it to us in ways that will make us more productive.
So they're kind of giving us like a taste of it. It's like you got to wait a little bit until we actually make it happen.
Right, and they are giving us the tools. So if we wanted to go out and build it on our own, we could. I'm not about to. I'll just wait for Microsoft to release it.
There you go.
6 to 12 months.
There you go. Awesome. Well, short and sweet. We just wanted to update based off how last week went. And love to hear about Copilot as always. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Haley.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.